Start out with my memo for you. Look, when the rain does start late day, early evening, just so you know, some of the snowy back roads are going to briefly ice up. Because if you think about it, it's like one big ice cube out on the roadway, right? So even just to have some packed down snow and ice, there's going to be icy spots that happen, even though it'll be raining. Clearing flat rooftops with over 15 inches of snow is still really important to do, I think. We're going to get a lot of snow load with the rain kind of going into that, a lot of weight down on those roofs. Opening storm drains where that's possible. Obviously, with the volume of snow, it's not always possible. Do be ready to lose power overnight, especially near the coast. The winds are going to get awfully gusty in that overnight period, and that may include having, the cell phone charge going into the night, if that's where you set your alarm. Nonetheless, you're talking about temperatures that are running about 20 degrees or so in Boston right now, although 27 in the city. Now, when you go north and west of town where you got more snow on the ground, look at the difference in temperature. 9 at Nashua, 9 at Keene, 6 at Orange. Those are actual temperatures right now. It is extremely cold. So to look at this and say, how do you figure it's ever going to rain, not snow? In a lot of spots where there is snow on the ground, it will snow first before it rains. You get high temperatures today, generally 35 to 40 as the wind comes out of the east and southeast. The clouds are already on the increase, so sunshine at an extreme premium here in the early going. You can see there is snow on the front side of the system in blue, and then you get a whole lot of rain that comes in behind it. So I actually think the same evolution ends up happening for a lot of us, although near the coast, a southeast wind off the ocean, which is still 43 degrees, is not going to make a huge difference in terms of the fact that I think we're going to probably rain at the coast rather than snow. But you can see as we go through the course of the midday, nothing going on yet. The temperature gradually on the rise, middle 30s, upper 30s. If you're south of town, if you're on the Cape or the South Coast, you get to about 40 degrees. 315, still not much. Oh, here we go. Okay, so 515, we've got a mixture coming into Worcester County. Now, if you're along 95 or inside of 95, you're very likely going to rain. When you get up around Burlington, Mass., we may get a little snow mixed into the start. 495 belt starts as a little bit of wet snow, but by 7 p.m., that rain snow line is recoiling to your north and west. It's coming across the state line as we get to 9 p.m. with a timestamp in the upper right. It's coming up on Concord, New Hampshire by 11 p.m. and continues from there. The rest of us go to rain, and look at the temperature by 5:15 tomorrow morning. 51 degrees in Boston, so it's going to be mild. It's going to be windy for that matter as well. And the downpour is certainly going to cause problems with a lot of water out of the roadways and the highways. In terms of how much snow in that initial burst, you're talking about a coating to an inch outside 95, particularly at 495 out to Worcester, a coating to an inch, and then 2 to 4 when you get into northern Worcester County. 4 to 6, you come farther north and say, wait, did those contours just change a little? They did. We just got the latest run of our exclusive NBC forecast system that came in. Very similar, a little bit heftier, you can see, and that was just seconds ago in terms of coming in with what was happening around central Massachusetts. Meanwhile, total precipitation still expected to be 1.5 to 2 inches. There may be some spots that go above that. Down in Connecticut, there may be spots that hit 3. And in terms of the wind, at 6 p.m., it's starting to get a little bit breezy. It's not a big deal. Once we get to like 11 o'clock or midnight tonight, now your gusts are starting to go up over 40. And in the case of the Cape, you may be gusting over 50. And once we get to tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., that's kind of the peak of your wind for many. Notice a gust going to about 50 or greater at the coastline. That's out of the southeast and south. On the Cape, you may actually go all the way up over 60 and over 65 miles per hour briefly tomorrow morning as all this kind of swings through. And then not only does the wind end up coming down a big notch at about 7 or 8 in the morning, but the rain does too. So during the day tomorrow, there still may be another passing shower, but there'll also be breaks of sun. You get a couple of quiet days Thursday and Friday. And then by the time we get into the upcoming weekend, it looks like we are probably going to be dealing with another system that comes in here heading into Saturday. This one mostly in the form of rain, another shot of wind, probably mostly focused on the first half of the day Saturday, then try to get out of here the second half of the day. Sunday is going to be quieter, but much cooler too. You lose 20 degrees from Saturday to Sunday as the cold air comes back in.